Miami hold on and close out the Atlanta Hawks. Oladipo crossover, double pump, up and in. Oh, Oladipo putting on a show.
Wow. NBA fans, what's good? You are now rocking with the best. It's Ro Parrish here in Studio B. It's Game Time presented by Kia. We have just witnessed the Atlanta Hawks be eliminated from the playoffs by the Miami Heat. They win the series 4-1. The game came down to the wire, and it was a crazy game. Along with me, I have the NBA champion, Jason Terry, and the Coach of the Year, Sam Mitchell. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to just talk about this up front. We have a poll because we want to learn from you fans and see what you think. That's coming up momentarily. But before we start there, Victor Oladipo was huge in this one. We know Jimmy Butler didn't play, but he came in, and he was amazing. So this is what we're going to do first. Switch things up. Live television, nothing like that. Pull out your mobile device, and we need to know who is the favorite to make it out of the East. Is it the Heat who just won and advanced? Do you like your Sixers? Do you like your Bucks? Or do you like the Celtics? Who is your favorite to make it out of the East? That is the question. Pull out your phone and let it be known. So before we break down the games real quick, just give me a team of the options right there. Or if there's a team not on the screen, Coach, starting with you, who do you like to come out of the East?
I'm taking two teams, the Celtics and the Bucks.
Because you can't take two. You got to pick
well,
one.
who rules the East, bro? Where's the imaginary police that's going to arrest me? Come on.
Jet, who you got?
Right now, the Celtics are playing the best basketball or the best defensive team in the Eastern Conference right now. They're hot, man, and Jason Tatum is a superstar. So, but hey, the road to the champion.
My only question
goes through
is
the champs.
Does anybody have a matchup for Giannis? Look,
No.
I agree with Jason. Boston has been playing lights out. They got the best defense. They got my young boy Grant Williams, been coming to my camp since he was 10 years old. I love the Celtics, and I would normally pick the Celtics. But they got that dude in Milwaukee named Giannis, man, and I have yet to see anyone match up with him.
The only reason why I would not pick Milwaukee right now because Chris Middleton is hurt.
But dude, they didn't miss a beat. I mean, it's still
a big
Giannis.
factor.
If I had to bet money today, I would probably put my money on Boston because of their defense and the fact that Robert Williams is back and they got the confidence because they just beat the team and swept the team that, quote unquote, all the experts said should be afraid to play. That nobody wanted that smoke, right?
Yeah, true.
They swept them, and they took the best player in the league offensively and made him look very average. So if you're the Boston Celtics right now, you got to be feeling really good about yourself, and rightfully so.
Talking about the Brooklyn Nets, who the experts picked, they also were the favorites, according to Vegas, at the beginning of the season to win the championship. So you officially have the Celtics on record, and Coach, you kind of between the Bucks.
I'm taking the Celtics, but I gotta. But me and JT got a slight nod because that Milwaukee are the defending champs, and they got Giannis.
So, all right. So with that being said, let's focus on the team out of those teams that is actually advanced. Yeah, I mean, come on, this is what we do. We put you on the spot.
On record.
Man, you don't have to vote.
It's on the record.
Don't go for that.
With that said, again, the Miami Heat win the series 4-1. Victor Oladipo, huge in this one, finishes with 23 points. Ironically, the most points he scored in the playoffs since he scored 25 points against the Heat for the Pacers. So he's come back in a major way. Coach, your thoughts on his performance in the win tonight?
Man, you think about Miami. Everybody questioned Miami when they signed Victor Oladipo and just kind of stashed him until he got healthy. They stashed him for these type of moments. When injuries, when star players out, your starting backcourt out, you can go to a guy that people have forgot because of injuries he had been out. But when you look at Victor Oladipo and others, man, they grinded this game out. Atlanta had several opportunities to get back in this game and try to close it out and win it. But Victor Oladipo, with his passing, facilitating, and scoring at the right time, and defense, man, 5 Miami Heat players in double figures. This was a total team win. And look, you can give Victor Oladipo credit because of all the things he's been through, but when you look at that stat sheet, everybody who stepped on that floor for the Miami Heat tonight contributed in a big-time way.
Yeah, they did, and he came to play, and you got to think deep down, he's thinking, this was my moment. This was my opportunity to show you that I still can be an elite player in this league. And he stepped up tonight when his team needed him most. And this is scary. I mean, the Heat are a tough team. Home court advantage. South Beach is still undefeated, in a closeout situation.
You know a little something about that.
Unless they playing the Mavericks.
Victor Oladipo, we saw couple of flashes of what he can do. That last game of the season, he goes for 40 against the Orlando Magic to show that he still has it. Now on the biggest stage in the playoffs, he shows that he can do it again. Again, as the Miami Heat get the victory, he leads the way with 23 points. Also, you have Bam Adebayo has a double-double, and they go get the victory. Now, going to the other side to the Atlanta Hawks, we saw it was a huge night for DeAndre Hunter. And Coach, we talked about it in the pregame. Every single game in this series, he's elevated his level of play and has scored more in every single game, finishing with a playoff career high 35 points, just coming off the 24 that he set in the previous game. Your thoughts on his performance?
I think the Atlanta Hawks just found him a number 2.
Yeah.
I think this is something for DeAndre Hunter and the Atlanta Hawks to build off of. We saw, well, look, man, I'm not faulting Trey for this loss. When one team sets its defense to stop one guy, and you're talking about a team like the Miami Heat, oh, by the way, they had the best record in the Eastern Conference. They were the best team in the East. When they set their mind up that they're not going to let you score, then what they're basically saying is they don't believe in others. And this young man, he grew up in this playoff series. Yeah, they got beat 4-1, but when you look at all the steps that he took, if you Travis Wank and you're Nate McMillan, you got to be excited because you've been looking for that guy. You was hoping that it was John Collins who you rewarded with a nice contract this offseason. But John Collins, 7 points. If they can build off this, and they can move DeAndre Ayton and Hunter in the backcourt with Trey and get some synergy back there with those two guys, now you got another bona fide 2. You can build off this. So if you're the Hawks, you're disappointed. But let's be honest. Last year, that wasn't indicative of who the Hawks really were. They got hot at the right time.
Right.
And this year is who they really are. So now they can sit back, keep adding depth, add another player through the draft. But this is the key for the Hawks, JT, in the summer.
No doubt.
Their current players got to get better. Hunter, Collins, they got to go into the lab, and they got to get better. If those guys don't improve, then you're not going to make that leap to stay in the top 4 in the Eastern Conference.
Talking about Trae Young, didn't have his best performance, finishes the series with 30 assists and 30 turnovers. Didn't have his best performance, 11 points tonight. The Miami Heat hold him to his lowest point outings in his playoff career. You played the position at a very high level. Obviously, the defensive scheme was key to stop Trae. However, we've seen them make big plays on the biggest stage. What was your assessment on how he played in this series?
Well, Coach said it best. I mean, Trae needed the others to step up, and they just don't have the talent to a man on that roster to be able to step up. And so, you know, shooting's at a premium in our league. 7 for 31 from 3. That's not going to help Trae Young get space to be able to create and do what he does best, and that's get buckets.
Yeah, didn't get buckets in this one like we were used to seeing him get other than one game. So with that being said, it's time for the coaches and the players to start. We'll start with Nate McMillan, who's just arrived at the podium.
A loss like this, knowing that the season's over now.
You know, first I want to say congratulations to Eric and his team. You know, they are a hell of a team. Those guys compete every second that they're out on the floor, and I have a great deal of respect for how they play and how he coaches team. You know, for our guys tonight, you know, I just thank them, you know, for, you know, all that they've given this season. You know, we got a lot of guys over there that are banged up, and, you know, some of the things, injuries we don't even talk about. And, you know, these guys fought through that really all season long. You know, with the COVID, you know, a short off season, we had guys coming in with injuries, and throughout the season, every single one of us was out for a period of time. That's including the coaching staff. And this team continued to, you know, stay together, continue to fight, play their way into the playoffs, and, you know, met up against a team that's a tough matchup for us. They really are a tough matchups. But, you know, tonight, you know, we lose Bogey before the game. We lose Clint during the game. You know, JC has some things going on, and our guys continue to fight. So I have a great deal of respect for my group and how they played this season and how they played this game. It was no quit. It was no give up or give in. As we put on the board, 3 things we can do here. We can give in, say it's too hard, we can give up and quit, or we give all we got. And I felt like they gave me all they had.